listening to Empire Radio 1.
Everyone has a purpose, and it is this purpose you pursue that defines you. The reason why we, Dalaba Ecology, located on the Gunjur-Brikama Highway, is here is to create peaceful environment and conducive atmosphere for our esteemed guests, both nationals and those who choose the Gambia as their final destination. Our accommodations are modern standards, well-spaced and well-ventilated seminar and conference rooms. There is no other excellent venue for your birthdays and wedding programs than Dalaba Eco Lodge. So come and experience our affordable luxuries in sustainable environment. Our rooms are inside our gardens filled with sweet-smelling flowers and cozy feelings of nature. Frequent visits to the Gunjut Sandy Beach with our wonderful transport services at no cost is all the time available. To enchant your stay furthermore, at Dalaba Eco Lodge, we create the following: bird watching, bike rentals for visiting local markets, and many other places of interest, city tours and boat trips, etc. For more details, you can take the digits 00220-360-7043. Email dalabaecolodge78@gmail.com. Facebook Dalaba Eco Lodge Gambia. Book your places now to experience memorable adventures one cannot afford to miss.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Viewers of Gunjur Online TV, welcome to Brief Environmental Show. This is just an update about issues affecting our environment, and also there was two major incidents actually, around Kartong. One is actually in Kartong, one is in Nyafurang. Nyafurang is just 4 kilometers away from Kartong, is in the southern Senegal. There was an incident involving the Senegalese sea shepherds, who are stationed at Nyafurang to look after the territorial waters of Senegal. Not only that, but also illegal fishing. And on last week, there was an altercation between them and fishermen coming from the Gambia, not necessarily Gambians, but fishermen coming from the Gambia who stray into the Senegalese waters, and some of the gears they were using were of the wrong size. So when they were confronted by these Senegalese sea watchers or shepherds, they call, these fishermen from the Gambia call the the Navy station in Khartoum, and they come, there was an altercation until, shot was fired. Even though it was a warning shot, it was fired on air. But these triggered a very, very robust and instant reaction from the Senegalese. In fact, I forgot, I should have told the producer to show me these visuals. Senegalese soldiers send a lot of soldiers to the border. Thank you, Habib. You're welcome. To gather between Senegal and Gambia. In fact, just at the border at Nyafurang, where they gathered. I know the guy, Mr. Usman Sani, who alerted us. In fact, Gunyur TV or Gunyur News Online were aware of this incident long before the Gambia government anyway. So it was after that I called the Minister of Information to call the relevant authorities so this matter could be solved. But also in our platform, which is mainly of civilians, form a delegation to go to the border to make sure they do something about this. But Mustapha Manneh was the one who is actually I tasked to investigate further on the ground. He's supposed to be here. I'm not sure what is wrong. So he can give, as they say, from the horse mouth. So he can give an update on this. And there's another update also about the Chinese fish meal factory in Khartoum, who unleashed their dogs on national environment or personnel. Okay, so this other issue with the where Gambian Navy decided to shot in air to intimidate the Senegalese fishermen, I think that was wrong. It was not right, because these Senegalese sea shepherds, they are not armed. They are, mainly civilians. So it was absolutely unnecessary for Gambian Navy to use firearm, and that was the reason that what triggered the reaction from the Senegalese government. So they sent at least 100 soldiers, to Nyafurang, to come and investigate. If they need to intervene, they intervene. But fortunately, things are almost back to normal. A task force was sent who starts to investigate, these issues. And right now, I can say everything is calmed down. Coming to the fish meal factory issue in Khartoum, there was a major incident. Our people on the ground share a picture of us, which look like the Chinese are pumping, which looks like a very, very dirty water. We thought it's a factory water. This was on Wednesday, on the 9th. And as soon as I look at the videos, I know something is not right. This is not right. Even if it is a rainwater, it's illegal. According to the NEA Act, that is National Environment Agency Management Act, for anybody to throw any kind of liquid into water body, especially this was around the mangroves, it's an ecological fragile area. So as soon as I saw those pictures, I shared with the director of NEA, who happened to be Dudu Tarawale, former classmates. And he told me it looks like they are draining rainwater, but I will send somebody to go and investigate. And he sent one of his staffs to go and investigate. But when they arrived in Khartoum at the fish meal factory, the Chinese refused to allow the guy entry to go and investigate inside. This was a junior staff. He called back the office and they sent in a senior investigator. And when the senior investigator went, the Chinese actually opened the door, but they opened the door and unleashed their dogs on this guy, and the guy was beaten, seriously on his thigh, even though we have the picture of the injury. It was washed already. The one with the blood is too gruesome to show it in social media, but we've already shared these pictures. So the executive director reached back to me with the picture and said, look at what the Chinese dogs did to my senior investigator. Say, wow, these look serious. But I cannot help myself to tell Judo, we've been warning you guys. the Chinese people feel that they can get away with anything. So I'm not surprised they reacted in this way. But do you tell me anyway, we're going to set an example. Hopefully this will be the last. The matter was reported since then, report to the Gunjur police station. And the guy was taken to Brikama Health Facility where he was treated. And that treatment initially was paid by the Chinese. You know, yesterday, no, 2 days ago, the guy actually started his rabies vaccination in MRC because RBTH government facility don't have rabies facilities, and StopSec Pharmacy is selling 1 dose of rabies vaccination for 6,000, and you need 5. So 5 times 6, that's $30,000 for a complete rabies vaccination. So we should be very, very careful, about the stray dogs. Going about their business in the Gambia. If you are bitten by a dog, to be on the safe side, you need a minimum of 30,000 to have your rabies vaccination. If you don't, you are putting yourself in danger of developing rabies, which is a rare, is one of the neglected diseases, but is still very, very, very serious because it's something that attacks the nervous system. So this is a situation with Golden Lead. No, not Golden Lead, sorry, it's XYZ something factory. I cannot remember their name of it. But this is the fish meal factory in Kartong. So it's not only about our environment. We've seen that, but we've now seen real aggression, from the Chinese, not only attacking the locals, but the government employees, senior government employee for that matter, releasing their dogs on them. So that shows how disrespectful these Chinese are to average Gambians. And I was telling, I said this in another forum. Somebody said, well, what can we do? I said, now it's entirely up to us, because our government or officials or the government department that are responsible of regulating these fish meal factories or these foreign investors are not up to scratch. And it's because of nothing, because of corruption. These people only care about their personal interests. That's the only thing they care about. The rest they don't. And that's why we found ourselves in this kind of situation, whereby the Chinese are so emboldened, they're so brave, they're releasing their dogs on a government employee. I share this picture. I know I got it from the horse mouth. But what really, really, really angered me, I saw it. I saw somebody from Kartong. I know this get in Facebook. He took a screenshot of my post and went and write. Before you put something on social media, you need to confirm. You need to find out the facts. You don't know what's happening, and you put this on social media. And I say, in fact, that dog, that was an accident. It was not deliberate. Somebody alerted me to the post. I went and, told the guy, hang on, this, I got this from the horse mouth. This is not like I have is from somebody. And I shared the video. He said, in fact, what you are reporting, there is no river around that fish meal factory. So I have no choice but to see that 19-second video of the Chinese actually throwing that dirty water into the mangrove. And he say, well, yeah, okay, this look like the other side. So he backed down completely, but I cannot stop. I have to sensitize the guy. You know what? Maybe you or one of your relatives is working with this factory, but we have to look at the bigger picture. How can you just jump, trying to defend the Chinese? What they've done, that alone in itself, it doesn't matter whether it's deliberate or not, but that's negligence. Guard dogs should be on the list. Why would somebody come to speak to government officials who are trying to get access to your premises, and you just come and open the door and the dog jumps on them? That is irresponsible. Nobody can defend that. I said that's the first thing you should condemn, because this is about your government employee. Gambia government employee is no ordinary person. It's not somebody who's in a trespass. In fact, these people, they sent somebody there before to go and investigate, but he was denied access. So he have to call the office, and they send in a reinforcement, somebody to come and reconfirm. That was the senior staff, and he was beaten. That's what you should condemn before, rather than come directly after me. Probably you don't know me personally, but why would I go and share something that I'm not 100% sure of? But when I shared this video with him, he completely backed down. He said, okay, yes, this is the other side of the factory. But the guy came, one Nyancho something, from Kato. He said there is actually no river around that fish meal factory, so which was initial lie. So Gambians, we have to stop being self-centered. We have a lot at stake right now. That country, I'm going to use all my platform, only platform I use, I'm going to use it to speak to Gambians directly. We are faced with a very, very critical situation come 2021. What we are faced with is like what we are faced it's in 2016. It's beyond party politics. There's lot of party politics being played, but that's not going to get us where we are. Gambian intellectuals, you have to come off. You have to roll off your sleeves and take that country back. If not, we're going to let the sycophants who have very, very little to offer except praise singing, to continue the situation we are. And the case of the Chinese are no ordinary investors. They are not only here to invest. The average Chinese, if you have a private discussion with them or you go to some of their sites, they don't even believe we are capable of managing our own resources. So they think they have a God-given right to come and replace us in our country, in our own continent. Africans need to understand this. The Chinese are not on a picnic mission in Africa. They come not to invest, but to replace us. I've seen a program in Uganda. I was shocked and I was terrified. I was so angry. I couldn't believe it. We all this re-education program they roll out for the Uyghur Muslims in China is exactly the same the Chinese are doing in East Africa. I've seen one in Uganda where they will take kids as early as 7 years old, put them into these boarding schools where everything is about Chinese. Even their religion is taken away from them. They will sing the Chinese national anthem. They will do the Chinese language. They will eat with sticks. That's how they brainwash them. And towards the very end, they will send them to China to go and do their degrees and whatever. So this is the master plan China have. That's not yet in the Gambia. But it's happening, it's coming. We've seen the flagrant violation of our environmental laws. So that's why it's important we get rid of, President Barrow is completely out of his depth, to be honest with you. We just cannot afford to get that man for another 5 years. And if the way things are going, this party politics, that guy is going to get another 5 years, if not 10. And that will be a disaster for us. Nobody is actually in charge of that country. It's free for all. Anybody who can access what he take it and put it in his pockets. The Chinese are running amok to an extent that they are attacking a government official who's supposed to go and investigate whatever these people are pumping into these water bodies, only to be confronted by dogs. That can't be right. This is in Africa. If they disrespect us so much in our own country, what about when we travel to their countries? So it's us who are going to liberate ourselves from that. That cannot continue. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. So that's about it. Okay, to go further about what actually happened between Gambian Navy and Senegalese Sea Shepherd was an unfortunate. I think that one also was around on the 9th. This Senegalese Sea Shepherd, which watch illegal fishing, around the Senegal-Gambia border. They are based in Nyafurang. I know they are based. It's a very, very beautiful place. I've been there in 2017 at a conference to sensitize them actually about fish meal and also sand mining, because in that community also they are also fighting of Senegalese government who want to mine their dunes, for zircon, and they are resisting. So I went there to present on sand mining and also about the effect of fish meal. Then they have one fish mill not far from Nyafurang in Abenne. But I can tell you, the Senegalese people, they are so organized, it's unbelievable. 2 weeks after I did that presentation, they mount a massive demonstration, which forced the Abenne fish mill factory to close. And before I left, there were 7 Alikalos in that meeting. All of them got up and stand up. And MFDC, the Casamas rebel also representatives were there. They were very, very clear. What they told is, if anybody endorsed this, we're going to come after you. We're not going to kill anybody, but we're going to, actually give you a mob justice. So they managed to close it, but 4 years on almost, Gambia, we still have this fish mill going on. So these Senegalese sea watchers, when they confronted these illegal fishermen who stray into the Senegalese waters, they are actually Senegalese who are based in the Gambia from the other part of Senegal. This is Casamas. But they are based in the Gambia, and they went fishing, from Gambia to Senegal. So when they are confronted, they call the Gambian Navy. The Gambian Navy turned up, 2 of them, fully armed. But these Senegalese people were not armed. It resulted into heated debate, and the Gambian Navy, for some reason, decided to fire a shot in air. Everything was calmed down, but the news arrived in Dakar. They decided, what, this is serious. Once there is a gunshot, there is a gunshot, and they sent in their soldiers, over 100 of them. We got the pictures, everything, to come and probably quell the situation. But luckily, the 2 communities reached to each other, and the matter was actually still being tried to negotiate to try to find an amicable solution to it. So there is a task force was actually set up, to look into the matter and to find a lasting solution. But also in another platform, which I share with some of the people from Senegal and Kasama and Guinea-Bissau, they also forming a delegation to go to Katong and Nyafurang and to make sure this matter don't go out of hand, because it doesn't care what our politician thinks, but Gambia and Senegal are one country. We have to embrace each other. There is no other way. If I see Gambians, frothing in their mouth, condemning the Senegalese, that really, really, it breaks my heart. That shows the impact of, colonialism on us. Because Gambia and Senegal, we are the same people, the same language, the same culture, the same food. Everything is the same. But the colonialists come just over 100 years ago and divide us into tribe, with these imaginary lines, and we end up hating each other. That cannot continue. So any politician who is anti-Senegal, you are digging your own grave, because if Gambia and Senegal are not at peace, nobody would be at peace in both countries. So what is better between us is to foster that mutual understanding and peace, and not to be antagonistic. And also what this incident entails, Senegalese are very, very, very serious about protecting their natural resources, and that include their sea and forest resources. Recently, there are a lot of anger towards the Senegalese soldiers who are based in Gambia, who see some logs coming from their country to the Gambia. There was a court ruling which said these logs should be released to the forestry department, but they refused. And I support it. I don't think they are interfering into our territorial integrity. Gambia should not allow poachers to steal Senegalese resources and use Gambia as a launch pad to export it. That have been going on. We've seen the documentary by Fofana. The tree that don't cry. All the Keno trees we've seen, logs we've seen, semi-processed or processed, are all from southern Senegal. And the Senegalese are aware of this and they are very frustrated and angry. Again, I was in southern Senegal in September last year. I attended a conference in Marandang and also in Maka, in Pakao Maka. They are very, very frustrated about their natural resources being plundered. And Gambia is allowing its borders to go through their ports and be exported. You know? So if you have Senegalese soldiers who are here to protect Gambians, but they are seeing their own resources, coming into the Gambia, what do you expect them to do? They do what they should do. Stop the illegal loggers, from using Gambia as a staging post to export the resources of Senegal. So this is the update I have. The shooting incident in Kartong is being resolved amicably, and also the dog beating incident, which involved a senior NEA official. The matter is with the police and also the lawyers of NEA, and I can tell you something tangible is coming out of it because the executive director of NEA is directly involved and he's not taking this lightly. In fact, before that, we are investigating some kind of incident with Golden Lead in Gunjur, which is also at advanced stage. In fact, the only thing that is holding that investigation from proceeding is because all the fish meal factories right now are closed because of the fish shortage. So thank you very much for your viewing. Please share this video. I was expecting Mustapha to come and give the latest update, but for some reason might be struggling with these internet connections. But inshallah, I'm here again to join the conversation with the youths, which is Ibrahim Ajane's program. I hope some will stay to watch it, or if you can go and have your cup of tea and come back at 7 o'clock Gambia time and 6 o'clock UK and 2 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you all for your company. Allah Barak.
Gambia may be the smallest country in Africa, but it will host the second largest gathering of world leaders in 2022. To successfully host the OIC summit and put the Gambia on the global stage, the government of the Gambia set up OIC Gambia to mobilize resources for the implementation of key development and infrastructure projects on a scale never seen before. 20 new roads will be constructed across the country, and the Bertel-Harding Highway will be expanded into a dual carriage highway of 2 lanes on each side from the airport to Sting Corner. All people in the Gambia deserve clean water and a constant flow of electricity. Therefore, an entirely new water system will be constructed, including new transmission and distribution networks to meet the increasing demand. In order to provide a more reliable supply of electricity, the OIC Gambia project will replace and double the capacity of the NAWEC transformers and overhead electric cables. We will equip the police with modern apparatus and technical training in an effort to keep the streets of the Gambia safe. By building the largest international conference center in the region, a 5-star hotel with state-of-the-art facilities, first-class mobility services, and improving the VVIP experience at the Banjul International Airport, OIC Gambia will position the Gambia as the leading conference destination in West Africa. With our partners in the tourism sector, we will reinforce the preeminent position of our nation, the Smiling Coast, as a go-to destination. The OIC Gambia will create strategic partnerships that calls for the involvement of local talent and businesses as a matter of requirement. In short, OIC Gambia projects will create jobs, boost commerce, accelerate growth, improve the urban outlook and lifestyles of many families across the Gambia. So let's support the OIC Gambia as it prepares us for one of the biggest global events. OIC Gambia, building today for a better tomorrow.